this whole movement going on, like, how do you feel, that you are like biracial? Like, what's your input on it?
I mean, I feel like the movements that we're doing are beneficial to African Americans. However, I see all sides of the picture. Being half Caucasian, half African American, some Caucasian people get offended by the fact that we just have movements, targeted towards African Americans when, like we said, all lives do matter. But I feel as though there's a bigger picture to it that we need to speak on as people, because I don't identify with my Caucasian side. I have personal reasons as to why I don't. I've always grown up with my African American side. I've never dibbled and dabbled into both. So I have more so of a standpoint as far as how I'm discriminated against, just because I'm light skinned, I'm still as black as tar to certain people. Black is black. And if they hear how you speak and do certain things, they know that you are someone of color and you have that in your blood. So I still go through it. I think it's a great movement. However, I feel as though we need to focus on all lives, whether it be Hispanic, Asian, Caucasian. It's still someone breathing at the end of the day. We need to focus on these principles and just take it from there. That's how I feel.
So, Jamil, piggybacking earlier with the conversation that Jahreem was discussing about, the politicians don't go into like the urban communities. Do you feel that as black people we lack? Because when you see these people who are running for our community, like for an example, if you're living in Brooklyn, you have Crown Heights, you have Bed-Stuy, you have Bensonhurst, you have all these different parts of Brooklyn, but there are people that actually are like councilmen that actually runs a certain part of the borough. But when it comes down to election time, our people, we don't actually vote, for them, so how do we get engaged with that?
The only way to get people engaged in anything is to make them care, and you have to relate to each individual group on a personal level. I don't think that politicians are going to come out anywhere and get any type of personal with any of our community. They'll say it just to get us motivated to vote for them, but in my opinion, it's hot air when it comes down to it.
So, there's a question for everybody. Do we feel that people are tired of hearing about the whole Black Lives Movement? However, this segment is all lives matter, but because it's Black History Month and we all are men of color, this is why we're wearing our Black Lives Matter shirts. But I want to know, do we think the people, the viewers, are they so tired of hearing about black like this and black like that, or why is it always a black thing? Like, how do you guys feel?
I feel like they are, because I know for myself I am, because I feel like it always has to be something that happens within the community for us to speak about Black Lives Matters. I feel like let's just go out to the store, let's, do something. Why does it always have to be about Black Lives Matter?
I mean, I probably agree with you. I definitely do. I feel like don't let something or a moment in our history or a moment in this situation, like Jahreem was saying, don't let, like when a person gets killed or a person is brutalized, be kind of like that catalyst that now all of a sudden you want to be gung-ho for the show.
But you know what? Let me just say something. The black community does not get any type of publicity when it comes to mainstream media. So we have to scream from our lungs, that Black Lives Matter. Otherwise, we won't get hurt.
But why don't we say that prior to something happening?
Let me jump in real quick, because we've been a people where our lives have not mattered for 400 plus years. I'm not born into white privilege, so thus far, yes, my life matters, because when you look at what success and what the American dream is, we're not included in that equation. However, we built that equation. So yes, all lives matter, but from my perspective, my community matters first.
But my issue is we always want to state the problem, but we never want to create a solution. And that's what we always
do. You know how many problems we face? And we've
Listen,
been facing
all
since
day.
we've been in this country.
But on the same page,
Akeem, what do you feel about
state
that?
your problem, find a solution.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like, I agree on both spectrum of it, because, it's every single day something happened. But, you only go into it in depth when something major happened. So only when something major happened, that's when, everyone reach out. But what happened today? What happened tomorrow? You're not going to hear anything. But the moment something happened the following day, then is when everyone's going to come out. But at the same time, it doesn't appear as though our life matters, because we are not doing anything, along with the community's not doing anything, we're not doing anything. So everyone's just sitting back and waiting for something to happen before we do something.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I
same
feel
question
like-
for you. I'm sorry. The same question for you, but with a little twist though. With what he just said, what are we going to do about it? What is the solution?
Cooperation. That's the solution. I mean, we have to cooperate on, and like we're doing right now. I'm a straight man on predominantly homosexual. Is that the correct word? Because this is why and we're cooperating to get something, because this is an issue that is not unique to just the LGBT, or unique to the straight man, or unique to the lower class individual. It is for all of us.
Right.
And unfortunately, we don't cooperate that much. And I think that that is the biggest thing in our community as black men. It's more competition than cooperation. And when we change that competition to cooperation and we start doing things together, if you think about it, buildings don't get built without cooperation. You need somebody to sit there and have the plans and put the mason, and we need to do that together. If we don't do that, then how are we going to fix, like you said, or get any of those solutions? We're just going to be competing with each other to get better and consume more things, and then get distracted, and then come together again for these one individual circumstances, but then be reactive instead of proactive for the things that we're trying to do.
And I feel like
I
that's
totally
like
agree with you,
a
but-
top behavior. That competition, I feel like that's like a top behavior. You know, like from years and generations and hundreds of years of them. You know,
Slave mentality.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it's very
I feel like it's a, I feel like
I agree.
that's a learn, that's a trend behavior that we have to break. Starting with our kids.
But how do we go about doing it? I mean, that's what we're here to do.
Being
How-
aware that we've been programmed to feel lesser than.
But don't you think just having a dialogue with each other
Yeah.
would start that?
Which is why we started here.
I think that being educated, that's the first way to start, because, I mean, going to be cooperating, you have to be educated first, because you may have
But
something to
educated
say.
in what?
You may have something to say. Educated of history, of your future, of the current, of what you can become. Educated of the world in general.
I
But y'all know what? Yeah, y'all know what? We're going to continue this because we still have another guest that got to come out. So we have to go to a break. But I can tell you one thing. Just don't let just be the start of a movement in order for you to participate. The one thing is that I realize a lot of black folks is that we only want to engage in things that's actually current at the moment, or actually what's happening, or we want to move because everybody's moving that way. Move because you feel it's the right movement that you should be moving to, not because everybody is doing it. But later on in this fall season, we're going to start a campaign that's going to be togetherness in our black communities, where we're going to start off with the face with Akeem and Jahreem and most people afterwards. But we're going to go on break, and when we come back, we're going to present Mariano Martinez with his Living Truth Time Achievement Award from The Truth. It's going to be me and Darrell, but then everybody's going to come back, so just stay tuned right back after these messages.
3, 2.
Welcome back to The Truth. As you can see, we have a special guest here by the name of Mariano Martinez. What's going on, Mariano?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I thank you for bringing me onto the show.
The pleasure is all mine. It was all mine, Mr. Martinez.
It was.
So as you probably don't wonder why the rest of the cast is not here, they're going for a quick second. There's a little kind of like intimate, serious moment right here for us. As you can see, Darrell and myself, we have known Mariano for over a decade, and Mariano had played a big role model in our lives. Starting off, I remember I was like 15 years old when he gave me my first teaching job at his production, J-Dub. I was dancing I was teaching South African dance for him. Wow, which was great. The whole cuckoo and everything back in the days,
Yes.
But how has it been? I'm glad you came out. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
It has been. It's been great, and everything has been growing, developing. As I've always said, things must grow. So that's what I've been doing, just growing J-Dub Productions.
Well, speaking of J-Dub, I mean,
Yes.
you want to ask him first question, or should I ask him first question?
I mean, I think it can go either way. We've known him for so long, so I feel like we know your life story. So it's just like, hey, what's the update? But tell the viewers, because they don't know what J-Dub is and how it played roles in our lives. But let people know, what is J-Dub? What is your production company?
Well, J-Dub Productions is an empowerment company, and it starts off with dance. What I did was I started it as doing Sweet 16s, quinceañera choreography. That's mainly what it started off as. And for those who don't know, in the Spanish community, what you usually find is you have the birthday girl with 8 cousins, male and female. So you have 16 or, however they want to make up, and it becomes a court. So what I did was I trained them on their dancing and what it is that they were going to do in their presentation. From there, it turned into, after the presentation, more youth still wanted to dance. So we just continued building the company and building an academy and dancing, this and that, and all this other stuff. The actual name comes from people knowing me as Junie or Junior. My name is Mariano Martinez, but I'm named after my father. So everyone that really knows me calls me Junior. And Dove, which is a friend of mine, gave me this name, J Dove. He put it together because his whole thing was that I always have a peaceful, serene nature like a dove, and I'm a messenger of peace. So that's how J Dove Productions was born.
Who inspired you?
Who inspired me? As a dancer, I want to say Michael. I want to say Usher.
Definitely Usher.
Definitely Usher.
Taking it back
Taking it to those days. As an entrepreneur, I want to say Russell Simmons. I want to say Diddy. Those people, really inspired me.
So like, why do you feel like youth are so important, and what is the focus on them? Like, why do you target youth to empower?
The youth are the beginning and they're the end. We're in the middle. The youth are the beginning and the end. So one thing you will never see a child, and this is what I always keep in my head, a baby will fall trying to walk and will always get back up. You do not have to tell that baby to get up. The baby will get up. And if you continue to keep this in your head and in your mind as you're growing, that you're already born that way, knowing that you have to get up if you fall.
It's instinct.
It's instinct.
Right.
We get older and the world tells us, no, stay down.
Mm.
Something didn't work, stay down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
I
like,
can
no.
okay.
Exactly,
I'll lay down.
So we're going to get up. Piggybacking on that, as far as them being the end, whatever you teach a child, it's going to be reciprocated and it's going to come right back to you. It's going to be reciprocated, it's going to come right back to you. So train a child in the way you want them to be, and it'll be reciprocated. When I get older, I know that whatever I teach a child, if I'm feeling low about something and I've empowered them, they're going to say, oh, wait, hold on. You told us this, and you told us this, and you told us this. Right. So how are you feeling this way now? And I'll remember, oh, wow, you know what? They're right. So now I have to walk, and I have to get back up. I have to do, what it is that I need to do.
So what were some of the struggles you faced as an African American to actually build your brand? Because I know it's not easy, from a black perspective, engaging and trying to invest in your own project.
Right.
Like, what were some of the struggles?
Correct.
Well, I'm ready for the American first, right? Oh, excuse me.
Your wife. Say that again.
I'm ready for that. That's right. Yes, my people come from St. Vincent, basically the marriage between
St. Vincent?
Yes, the marriage between the Africans and the Arawaks. They were there at the time.
So you still African?
Yes, I'm still African.
Of course.
Correct. But I have to differentiate that, right?
Yeah, you're very.
Even though how I
very strong.
Exactly.
Thank
you. And bring it in. So yes, back to the question of being an African American male and some of the struggles. I would just say not knowing, and not knowing that I didn't know, because there's certain things that we don't know, and it could be how to finance a company, where to get money from, what grants are out there, things like that. So those are some of the struggles. Fortunately enough, I went to school, studied, and found the information that I needed. But had I not, those were some of the things. And just, again, falling and coming back up. Trial and error. I think some people think that the path to success is like this straight. And it's zigzags, it's turns.
Staircases, it's tunnels, reconstructions, detours,
exactly.
everything.
It's not. But you know what, Mariano? Yes, sir. I appreciate you from a whole 100 years ago, because I'm in But on the behalf of the truth, you have a real plaque that's coming, number one. So don't y'all be judging me out there, because I will get it. I don't know. But we actually wanted to present you with the Truth Living Lifetime Achievement Award. Acknowledges that Mariano Martinez has successfully walked and lived in his truth. We thank you for all your for all your contribution and dedication in and out of the LGBT community, and know that the sky is the limit. It's kind of emotional, you know, because it goes a long way.
And it's not an Oscar.
Right. That's for a later episode. Even though we kind of touched base on that from episode 3, but you know, I mean, for the viewers out there who wants to know why the truth has decided, why I decided to establish this particular award, is because I feel like we need to honor and pay homage to the people that are doing stuff inside our community and outside our community. And I feel that we're not awarded enough unless it's at a ball or something like in that nature, or when we died and everybody want to come and, you know, pay attention to us. But if you have anybody out there who you feel, you know, the next season who feel that they should actually be a recipient to get one of these awards, a plaque, then you can actually always go to www.thetruth.com or email us or #thetruth2. And, you know, give us your feedback, you know, tell us, you know, you want to represent, you know, this particular person, you know, and what have they have done, you know, in order to get one of these. But Mariano, I thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna give you a hug. You know, but
I appreciate this.
yeah, I mean, well, you know, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
Y'all better not. Y'all know.
Cry.
Well, anyways, stay tuned. We'll be right back with Mariano and all the 2 guests and the whole cast, and we're gonna close out from there. Deuces. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the ending of The Truth. So as you can see, we're all sitting back up here again. Once again, we have Jahreem, Mariano, and Akeem, and the lovely cast of The Truth. So before we end out, we can't end out without giving you our BS moment, which is bullshit. Okay? So, have you guys heard the big thing going on right now? Well, it's kind of like the past 2 weeks. Joseph Fiennes, who wants to play the actor role of Michael Jackson. How do you guys, well, before I ask you how you feel about it, let's go to the comment that he made. Since Michael Jackson was going through pigmentism already, he felt that Michael Jackson was already closer to his skin complexion than his original complexion. What do y'all think?
So,
That's bullshit.
but Michael Jackson had vitiligo, right?
Yeah, vitiligo.
Yeah.
And it's proven he had vitiligo. So
So he's saying that it's okay for him to play this man.
a diseased black
Yes.
man.
Oh, okay. I
A
just wanted to
disease.
make sure I understood it, exactly what it was. So yeah.
I personally feel it's bullshit, but I don't want to give all my answers. I want to
Get off
give
your
y'all.
chest.
I mean,
Let them go first, cause
You about to go in.
yeah.
You ready? Who wants to go?
I mean, Mariano, how do you feel? Because you know we all like love Michael Jackson.
You know what? My whole thing is there are enough roles throughout history that have been taken from us, erased from us. There's from starting off from Cleopatra. You know what I mean? Going back to the whole all of that. So right now, Michael Jackson was a black man. There are enough actors that can play a black man. There's enough makeup that can make this black actor Michael Jackson's color. So it's bullshit.
Whether they're light skin or dark skin.
Right.
I mean,
we
you
are
won't
colored
find,
people.
Right.
you won't find a black person gonna portray or play a character of a white person at all. You won't. They want Stanford, they want to take it. So I mean, why should we sit here and relax and give it up? That okay, yes, no, it's bullshit.
Yeah, with the whole thing with the Oscar thing, like, come on now, like, they gotta do better than that. It's just out of control.
Even last year, how can we win awards for roles and opportunities that haven't been afforded us?
Right.
It's really crazy. Really crazy.
So to kind of piggyback off of that dumbass remark that Stacey Dash gave, this is the reason why we know stuff like this actually matters. Yes, our Black Lives Matter, and there should always be some kind of Black Foundation or something network going on for us, because they're already trying to wash away the whole entire Black history out of the school system. Yes, let's talk about that too, which is bullshit.
Well, we have Black history.
Exactly, and that's why we're going to continue on doing the whole Black history. But you know what? Oh, man, this is going to be.
Was all
I know you holding water.
So
on
she
that.
was trying
What's going on?
No, because I think it's bullshit completely, because you take one of the biggest African American music icons, like worldwide. This man has been going for how many years? and he's the only musician, black or white, that has unified a world. And you just focus on his skin complexion, focus about him being a humanitarian, all the money this man has donated to, you know, sick and dying people, like, and you try to give a role of that power to a white actor. That's bullshit to me.
And you know what they're
That's
gonna
bullshit.
do? They're gonna hire a dancer who's gonna be his
Well, guess who ain't watching
Who's
it?
gonna be
I'm
black.
not. If he's a white actor that's playing Michael Jackson, I'm not watching it. Period.
See, the thing is that we forget that kids growing up don't know.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
They don't know.
That's
So when
exactly-
they see that,
When they, there you go.
and that is the story, which is his story, now it's actual fact for them. And to them, they'll have to go look. And you know, a lot of people don't look. They just regurgitate what other people.
Well,
And
see,
that's,
right.
and that's what we're trying to avoid right now. If you allow this to happen and erase that, then where do we draw the line?
And I
You would never see a black person play Elvis Presley.
No.
Right.
And
So I don't want to see a white person
but
play
see,
Michael
I
Jackson.
feel like it's ignorance of the actor.
I think that was telling us to wrap it up. So, but I mean, on that note, I can tell you this much. You know, this is the reason why our lives matter. My life matters. These men of color going on these panel lives matter. But Black lives matter. And to the next time when we give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.